ahead. Let me get going on YouTube here, and as soon as it gives me the go ahead, we will get going here. All right, YouTube, we are live. Jump on, a little more light. There's some more light. All right, here we go. First up, we've got Asana, A-S-A-N. Dustin Maskovitz. Now, he does a lot of buying of Asana. Again, we are looking at the insider buys, the top 4 insider buys that we saw from Friday afternoon after hours. That's what we're looking at here. So Asana is the first one. Dustin, the CEO, does a lot of buying. This is his second largest buy. He bought $37 million larger position about a couple days ago too. This one he bought on December 1st. Clearly he's the president chairman. You see it there. If we go to the tape again, he was on 12.1. So he bought right here in this big red. So I'm guessing that he thought that this support line would hold. It did not. Now we are down here at 65.98. It needs to, which it's broken the bull bear pivot of the 200-day. You really can't even start to nibble until this gets above $80. $80 is what we're looking at is when I would start to nibble. I have no idea what money's going to be like. I have a feeling it's kind of going to be red to start the day at least because of the shows, the political shows this morning on Sunday. Again, I would not get real long in this until you get to above 80, and then you can get live above that, get real long above that 100 mark. The volume here is really, really good, and it's got a smallish flow too, so it could absolutely go up. This is a favorite of a lot of people. All right, next up is RFP. Let me find RFP on here. We did it. On free. There it is. It is RFP. It was traded on December 1st by Duncan Davies. Now, RFP is Resolute Forest Production. So this is an industrial play, right? It's his first time to buy, so he must have been just put on the board or something. That again, he bought 3,300 shares, only $39,000 buy, but that's probably a lot to him. If we look at RFP here, actually the relative strength here is pretty good. It's at 53 because it has not fallen off like most. Like again, it's a basic material, and it's just been really been going sideways, going between really that $15 mark down to the $10 mark. It's at 12. We believe tomorrow, if tomorrow's a green day, it's got to defeat the 50-day here at about $12. That's what I'd be looking at once it defeats the $12 mark, which by the way is a big kind of support. Resistance right in here. So once it gets above, let's call it 12.15 to 12.20, I think you can get long. You can get longer above that let's call it 13.20-ish mark. Understand the volume on this is about 500. It'll still kick it around, but it's not going to have the liquidity like Asana did. Next up is going to be an interesting one. We are looking at, all right, it's FXLV. This is F45 training. This is the one that Mark Wahlberg is trying to get he's trying to get the master franchisee of California. So they sized up, and this is a very interesting buy. So on November, now the M over here means that it was in multiple parts that this buy was made, but the buy was made on November 29th. They own at least 10% of the stock. They bought about 1050, and they bought a $1.5 million larger position. The key about this, it's an all-new position. So check this out. This thing goes public in July, like mid-July, right? And really, you don't want to get long until about 13, but why are they buying at 11, like right here? They bought down here. So what do they know? They must know something, right? So clearly they didn't expect the last 3 days and what they did, and it hadn't bounced back again. I would not, the relative strength is very, very low, and the volume is also only about 350,000 shares a day is traded, so it's very low. Again, I can't see you really getting long here until long means where I would enter a small trade, so I start to nibble about 11.20ish, 11.20ish. That should there's a big gap, and that should push you all the way back to the next resistance line of about $13 above that. I think you can get much longer in FXLV. Again, that's FXLV. It does have a smaller float, so understand it's got 36 million shares outstanding. That's not a lot, so it can be pushed, right? So again, 11:30ish, you will run to 13 very quickly, and then at that point is when I'd start getting long. If you want to get real long, of course, you can get up here to about 16:20ish, get real long there. All right, next insider move is going to be it's a real interesting one. PYCR, Paycor HCM. The CEO bought on December 1st, right? He bought 17% larger position, or he spent about $733,000, right? He bought about $29.35. So you can see kind of the same thing here. Went public in July, and it's kind of sitting on this on some support right here, right? So he's down in this trade, but it's not by much. It did pull itself up off the low. It's just it is going down, but it's not doing as bad as most stocks, right? It's got a relative strength of about 40, which right now is not bad at all. Now this is showing a lot of insider transactions. That's just because the stock went public. All right, so where do you get long here? Well, I wait for a full green daily candle above this support line. Again, that's at about $29, which is right now, right? That's exactly where it's at, $29 right now. I'd wait for that, and then once it does about that, where would I get long? Well, I think you can start to nibble above that, but then I'd start to nibble even more at 31.50, and clearly you can start getting longer at about 35ish. So that's what I would say. I wanted to put that out there for YouTube and for my guys on TikTok. Really appreciate you guys. So let's go through them just one more time. ASAN is one that we're looking for on Monday. RFP. Watch the volume on this one, RFP. FXLV. You want to watch the volume on this one as well, but it's got a smaller float. And we are looking for PYCR. Typically, our calls on the weekend, again, not financial advice by any means, but we're hitting about 73%. But again, we're not looking for big bangers, right? It's 2, 3, 4, 5%, and we get it. Especially in these choppy markets, that's what I'd be looking for, right? Is a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6%. We did have one on Friday go 13% on a bad day. Now it sold off later in the day like most stocks did, but it did go 13%. I believe we got 7 or 8% out of that one. But again, look at 2, 3, 4, 5%. That's typically what we can do here. Monday, I have no idea what it's going to do. I would think I'm leaning bearish right now. So I would really let the market find a direction before I start trading. Whether it's these stocks or some other stocks, that's exactly what I would do. So with that being said, guys, that's that is as far as YouTube goes. So thank you guys. Appreciate you watching this video. I'll have more. I'm gonna start doing some more crypto on here as well. So thank you for the YouTube. We will see you guys. Watch your 6 100 paint. We'll